This is part 2 of the Mach 1 Eaton swap build. In this video I'm going to be talking about the modifications to the intake manifold. Not modifications, but things that you will need to know and do when doing an Eaton swap. Modifications to the intake manifold and modifications to the block. So the front timing chain cover, all the bolts line up except for one. I read about this a long time ago in a forum, but I never thought anything of it. I just thought it was that specific person's problem with their block or something, but as you can see, that bolt hole does not line up. Now, if you were to buy, this is an aluminum block from the Mach 1, if you were to buy a 0304 Cobra block, this would line up, but the fix for this is actually, you don't put a bolt in here, you just simply put RTV in the hole and then tighten the surrounding bolts around it without putting a bolt through here. You just RTV. So that, it seems kind of weird, but it's the only thing you can do. Alright, and then the second thing is the modification to the intake manifold, the lower intake manifold. This is a intake air temperature sensor that I have drilled and tapped into the back of it. That hole was not there originally. It was just simply a flat flush intake manifold. This is the block modification. 2003 and 4 Cobras came with an iron block, and they came factory with an Eaton M112 supercharger, which is what I'm putting on mine. The block, however, was prepped for that intake manifold and supercharger, whereas the Mach 1, early Cobras, Marauders, all the other 32 valves were not prepped and ready for that lower intake manifold. So one thing you'll need to do is grind these down, which those are the mounting points for the knock sensors on a Mach 1 and all 32 valve motors. So as you can see, I've just simply shaved them down. I know they're not flush. A lot of people say you want them to be flush, but I simply just grinded them a little bit more than halfway off and then got a piece of putty, put it on each one of the mounting points, and lowered the intake manifold down to where it was flush on both sides. And then I took it off to see how much of a gap I had. I had about a ½ inch of clearance on both sides, so I was good there.